I just left off with the monopolistic competitor earning economic profits, doing well. Now, with the monopolist that we explored, that's the state of being that we expect, and that leads to deadweight loss because in that image that I just had on my whiteboard, the monopolist is not producing at the minimum of average total costs, which means we are, as a society, we're making that good or service not at the lowest possible cost we could. So I just had a monopolistic competitor doing well. So you might be thinking this is totally repetitive, but the difference here is that this is still relatively easy entrance and exit, and there are a large number of firms. I gave the example of McDonald's a minute ago. So let's say that was McDonald's doing well, earning an economic profit. You know, right now, Papa John's is offering some kind of a meat sandwich thing that I see ads for. I've never had it. Papa John's, if they see McDonald's doing well, it takes very little effort for them to produce something to compete with McDonald's hamburgers. I believe McDonald's has experimented with some kind of a burrito thing as well. The major brand fast food restaurants can easily get into each other's market for the niche that competitor has by just producing a similar thing and advertising that. It's also very possible that if McDonald's, let's say, was earning that economic profit, that other individuals could set up similar drive-through fast food experience kinds of things that maybe don't have their national or international identity. But if you have thousands of these around the country who are imitating what McDonald's does, if you've ever seen the movie Coming to America, McDougal's comes to my mind. It's not that hard for people to do that. It's really not hard to, relative to say, starting a diamond mine. It's really not that hard to open a hamburger stand and provide greasy burgers for low prices in a fast way. You just need a grill and it's just not that hard. Since they're earning an economic profit in the model that I just showed, and it's fairly easy to get in and easy to get out, what does that mean might happen to the perfect competitor who's earning that economic profit? Well, let's explore that. And what I'll do is I'll start with the cost curves. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have erased them, but I already did, and I think I can repeat them. So I'll start with the cost curves up here. Average total cost here, crossed at its minimum by marginal cost. Right? Well, I had demand here and marginal revenue here, like here and here, right? And that's why they were earning an economic profit. I'm sorry, I had demand here and marginal revenue here. That's why they were earning an economic profit. If a number of other firms enter this market, will that change the cost structure that this company faces? No, that's not relevant. But if other competitors are out there, the consumers have other places to go. So what that means to this firm is that they have greater competition. Their demand is going to fall. When Papa John's introduced this burger-like thing that they are now marketing, that probably cut into a little bit, at least, cut into McDonald's demand. It really did. And so that would mean that firm that I had just drawn, the demand curve would fall, which means the marginal revenue curve would fall. So let's say now that they have fallen so much that they're down here. How's this firm doing? Not so good. Where will they produce? Come on now. Come on. Marginal revenue equals marginal cost. This is telling us where they'll be producing. How much can they charge for it? This. So there's their total revenue. How much is it costing them? Their cost per unit times the number of units. That. So this now is their total costs. This is their total revenues. This is economic losses. So as those burger producers are experiencing economic losses, what might they do? Some are likely to leave the market, right? And so what's that do to the demand for the perfect competitors who are able to stay in? That increases their demand because it's easy entrance and easy exit. Earning an economic loss, you still have the spouse effect where the spouse is telling the proprietor, honey, you maybe should be taking that other job. Or the board of directors is telling McDonald's, we need to stop trying to do our burrito product because we're competing with Taco Bell and we're at an economic loss. Or maybe it's Papa John's about their current sandwich. Or maybe it's McDonald's about the sandwich that is comparable to Papa John's. Or a characteristic of the perfect competitor is they try to raise their demand by advertising. They incur additional costs in the short term for the purpose of raising demand in the long term, which is very different from our perfect competitor and certainly different from our monopolist, right? So I'm going to stop here so I can erase my whiteboard without taking your time and explore where we expect to be.